Hello, Sharks. I'm Jonathan Little for PokerCoaching.com, and you all told me that you loved the interactive learning experience with Alex Assassinato Fitzgerald recently that I uploaded on YouTube. So, well, here's some more. He is going through hands that he played in a recent $2 buy-in tournament that he won. You all said, Jonathan, get some micro stakes content on poker coaching. Alex went down and played the games, and he won. What more do you want from the guy? I hope you enjoy this interactive learning experience, and if you do, to get access to the entire brand new course that Alex recently uploaded called Beating the Microstakes, check out pokercoaching.com/fathers. There'll be a link below. Hope you enjoy it.
So here you have sixes on the button, and you are facing a raise from the cutoff. What would you like to do here? Fold, call, or raise? Let's go ahead and raise it up. On average, the cutoff player is going to be opening enough there that your sixes are certainly well ahead of his range. And most of these players do not play extremely well post-flop. So if you want to play big pots in position with generally superior hands versus them, that's really, really likely to go well. You would have to be a very bad poker player to not be making money in that situation, as long as you were able to do it thousands and thousands of times. Now, Villain 39 does decide to call here. And the board comes ace of hearts, queen of diamonds, nine of diamonds. Now, guys, when I say the flops out loud, I'm going to say it to you how it registers in my mind, which is not exactly going to be the order on the screen. That's just a quirk. Forgive me, I can't change it. Here, would you like to check or bet? We're going to go ahead and bet 15,000 here, 1/4 pot. And he goes ahead and raises. Here, would you like to fold, call, or raise? Time is up. We're going to go ahead and fold here. Now, in this situation, if you did want to check, especially with the diamond in your hand, that's certainly what I do at higher stakes games. In lower stakes games, this is what's very, very intriguing about playing micro stakes, is I can't say for sure that guy doesn't have 6-7 offsuit, because the one thing micro stakes guys don't do is fold to 3 bets. So his range is such that it is so expansive that you might be able to get away with a 1/4 pot size bet here. Now, if you bet 1/4 pot size here, how often does your bet need to work as an absolute bluff in order for it to be profitable? It needs to work 20% of the time, which means this gentleman is going to need to defend 8 times out of 10 versus your C bet. Now, that's going to happen at higher stakes games, so you should check here. In lower stakes games, I'm not putting it past him, the guy just like raising 4-6 of hearts here or something, just bananas, 7-6 offsuit. So if you want to bet here a little bit more, this is an atrocious board. You probably should check most of the time. But in this case, I was probably running and gunning. And I said to myself, okay, it's a micro stakes game. This range is going to be absurd. Another way to think about this, and I want to say Matthew Jonda was the first person who said this, is when you check, that's akin to betting 0. And when you bet 1/4 pot, that's betting 25% pot. I think you could have gotten away with even a smaller bet here. Those bets obviously aren't too far apart, but maybe like 1/5 pot would have been interesting here. And the other interesting quirk about betting here versus a very low stakes opponent is they're really likely to give you turn and river for free, and they're really likely to not lead river. So if he is the type to call you with 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, he's also not going to be the type to turn that into a bluff on the river after you check, because you're just not going to see that kind of aggression in micro stakes games. Once he raises there, that's that could be a bluff. One thing you want to be careful about when you play micro stakes games is trying to apply your logic to micro six players. So if you're listening to the sound of my voice, you're watching this video, you are much more into poker than you realize. The vast majority of poker players play poker. They want to play poker. They do not play online to fold. They don't want to study poker because that's not as exciting as playing poker. So all they do is play. If you're going to try to fasten the logic upon them that you would apply yourself, you're going to run into trouble quite consistently. The name of the game is not what you think about poker. It's not what I think about poker. It's what Villain39 thinks about poker, whoever is the opponent at that time. You might think, okay, if I had a really good hand there, I wouldn't check raise that small. Because if I did so, I would be opening the door for lots of draws to get there. That's a fine thought. It also has almost no application in micro six games. Because what this guy could have is ace queen, and he could see your really small bet, and he is thinking, I want more money, but I don't want to lose him. We all did that when we started playing poker. If you can think of your first home games, you probably ran some pretty bad slow plays, myself as well, where you just like min raise. And then somebody got there and you were like, oh my God, because you didn't understand at that time you had to check raise larger amounts when there were straight draws and flush draws and things of that nature on the board. So try to remember at what stage many of these players are at in their development, and that will help you make some better reads. So here, could he be bluffing? Yes, sure. Do you have any evidence to support that? No. If you were trying this case in the court of law, you couldn't prove that. So you shouldn't invest money on that. Here you have King 3 of Hearts. It is folded to you. What would you like to do? Fold, call, or raise? So typically in a tougher game, this would be a fold. If you wanted to open it, I could certainly see that, because most likely these players are not going to be super aggressive. If you're multi-tabling, don't open this hand, because what's going to happen is you're going to get a really good hand in position somewhere, and that hand is going to be worth 4 big blinds, 5 big blinds, 8 big blinds. It could be worth a lot more than that if you really know how to play one of your opponents like a fiddle. And if you're playing 12 or 16 tabling, which I had not done in a very long time before this day, because traditionally the tournaments I play are high enough stakes that I want to pay attention. Even when over the other weekend I was playing whatever that $300 high roller is on Ignition. Now that actually had a number of soft players. I could see just through observation, just like them calling 10-9 offsuit and stuff like that. But even if they're soft, just due to the buy-in and the potential rewards, you have to focus quite a bit. And whereas when you're playing 12, 16 tables, you have to choose your decisions wisely. You have to choose your hands wisely. So if you open King 3 of Hearts there, which if you're playing a couple of tables, there might be some merit to that. If you really know the big blind player is somebody you could take a lot of money off of, because that's most likely going to be the person you're going to play the pot with. But if you're playing 12, 16 tables of micro stakes poker, which is how a lot of people make their money overseas, and you can certainly do that in Thailand or whatever it is, you don't want to focus on making 1/10 of a big blind with this King 3 suited when your aces in position are generally worth 10 big blinds. And if you play it really well, you could get it up to 12. That's a much better allocation of your resources. That's a much better focus when you're multi-tabling. And chances are, if you're playing that many tables, you're going to pick up a premium in position somewhere. So I would advise, if you did open this hand, it's a soft enough table, you could get away with it. But I would advise not doing so when you're multi-tabling.
That is it for today, Sharks. I hope you enjoyed this interactive learning experience with Alex Fitzgerald. How'd you like it? If you liked it, do me a favor, click the like and subscribe buttons below. Also, make sure you check out pokercoaching.com/fathers for a huge discount on Poker Coaching Premium. Good luck in your games. Have a great, great day. And we'll talk to you next time. Hello there. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You want me to let you in on one little secret to take your poker skills to the next level? All you have to do is click the subscribe button right here. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.